Virtualization is it's a pretty big concept. Everybody is talking about it. Everybody is interested in knowing how they can implement virtualization in existing environments. All right, but I would say that it's primarily a phenomenon which is restricted to the large business enterprises from an India perspective. All right, large and medium business enterprises or the IT savvy organizations. So the interest level is definitely very high. Because we recently conducted a survey with about 150 top corporates, and 90% of those corporates said that, okay, fine, we will implement storage virtualization or server virtualization in our existing environments next year, which is 2008. All right, so virtualization is like a big driver for the market. All CIOs understand the implication of virtualization and how it will benefit the organization, and everybody is just on the drawing board right. The drivers are basically, firstly, it's better utilization of resources, because that's an issue with the CIO faced for quite some time, saying that, okay, fine, I have all this hardware, I've allocated storage resources to a particular application, but I'm not using it to its efficiency or its optimum use. Better use of hardware on the existing resources is one of the primary benefits. All right, the flexibility, okay, that's another benefit. All right, the ease of use is the third benefit. All right, the kind of cost saving you do in terms of not having like 100 people in your IT team, because everything is virtual and it's very well organized. You can actually expect, or you can actually go about reducing the size of your team to a large extent. Okay, what typically happens is the licensing factor plays a very big difference, the software virtualization licensing. That actually impacts the overall price quite a bit. All right, and that's one of that in a way is a confusion in the market rather than an inhibitor, because no one knows how the licensing is going to shape up. So CIOs need to be a little careful about that. And the large business enterprises, so to say, account for about 60% of the market. So we already have like a fairly big chunk of the market already covered. And it's just got to do with maturity and the kind of existing environment which you have. The overall market, what's really happening is that storage consolidation is like a big focus area. There's a lot happening over there. All right, SMB is like, from the vendor community side, SMB is like a huge focus area. All right, and software and services. Gone are the days when the vendor really tried to shove hardware down your throat and said, okay, fine, this is where I need to get my revenues from. But software has been identified as like a key revenue generator, and the ease of operations is something or the simplification of operations is something which the vendors are really trying to emphasize. All right, and we've kind of moved away from a typical box moving approach to more of a solution based approach now to a issue based approach. The cost per terabyte is coming down quite dramatically. It's just for example, just to give you an indication, the market in terms of capacity is growing at about 72%. The actual terabyte growth is 72%, whereas the revenue growth is more like about 18 to 19 to 20%. Okay, solid state is like a big thing, and hard disk drive capacity has also been improved quite a bit. From a market perspective, I'd say, okay, fine, storage is one of the fastest growing technologies in India. All right, from a hardware perspective and from a total storage perspective, this is by far the fastest growing market in India. All right, we had ultra portables, which stole the limelight for quite a while. All right, but in terms of absolute growth, in terms of absolute numbers, they probably are much bigger than storage. But majority of the technology development seems to be happening over here. All right, and the market is basically going on some pretty exciting times, because we're looking at a more distributed growth rather than like a patchy growth across verticals. So that's basically contributing to some exciting times. Right, thin provisioning is another technology which will become mainstream. Right, we just had a couple of vendors implement it. Right, offering it as a part of their product portfolio. But I think in 2008, almost all vendors will start offering thin provisioning as a standard offering on their high-end machines.